trouble inside. Beating hearts don't lie. An empty page, a story to write. I'm in love, you're divine, and it's all in our signs. We're going away. Get your bag, check the tag. Decision is made. Lock your door, need no more. It's already paid. Cancel your mail.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Perfection Art by Tracy, and I'm Tracy. I hope you guys are having a blast watching the After Fab Collab 2.0. A huge thank you to Britta Clayton for putting this together for us. She has brought together some of the most amazing artists that are going to show you guys what we learned at the Fluid Art Boutique, otherwise known as FAB, held in Delray Beach, Florida. We had the most incredible time. We laughed, we learned, we made new friendships. So there's a playlist down in my description box of all the videos of the artists showing you the techniques of choice that they learned during one of the classes at FAB. Today, I am going to be doing a pearl pour. I learned this in Michelle Hughes' class. I hold her near and dear to my heart. She is a friend for life, and I'm so grateful to her for helping me perfect this technique. So if you've been to my channel before, you know most of the time I talk a little bit in the beginning and then I set you guys to some music. Today I'm going to do things a little different, and I'm going to tell you a little story while I paint of why this technique is so incredibly important to me. I feel like we all have a story of what led us to fluid art. Today I'm going to share a little bit of mine. So again, I hope you enjoy watching this collaboration, and if you missed yesterday's, again, playlist is down in the description. Go back and watch those videos. And after my video is Michelle Hughes following me. No nerves there. All right, we'll quit talking. Let's get to the canvas. I'm gonna go over my colors with you guys, and we're gonna start painting. So see you in a minute. All right, everyone, we are back. So today, I'm going to attempt a pearl pour on a 24 by 30 inch gallery wrapped artist loft canvas. I've always been one that likes doing larger canvases, so I figured why not. I'm going to go over my colors real quick with you. Get the lids off. I mixed these up a little while ago and was letting them sit. So it's very, very fluid consistency. My first color is Ateliere Blue Black. And then again, if you have watched any of my videos, you know what a huge Charvin paint fan I am. So this color, if you guys can see, you're pretty high up, is Charvin Cobalt Turquoise, and I mixed it with their Turquoise Blue just to tone it down a little bit. And then one of my all-time favorite colors is Charvin Tanned, but I did put a teeny tiny, maybe a pea-sized drop of Amsterdam VanDyke Brown, just to make it a little bit more earthy. That's so pretty. Oh, I look like a clump. Charvin paints, as much as I do love them, they are a little bit harder to mix up, so you've got to mix them up really, really good. All right, and then my next color is Golden's Quinacridone. You got me, Kathleen. That Q word. Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. And then I've got Golden's Iridescent Gold Fine. And finally, Golden Titan Buff. So, I've got my base all mixed up. Good fluid consistency. I have a backup container just in case we need more. So we're going to get started. I'm going to move all of these out of the way, clean up my surface area, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I'm getting ready to pour the base coat down. Wanted to let you know that I have pinned and taped and sprayed the back of my canvas, and I have painted my edges just with the Artist Loft soft body white. So we are going to go ahead and put our base coat down and hope I have enough in this one. If not, like I said, I have a backup. Should have plenty though, based on the calculations. And I decided not to put a puppy pad down. And this way I can scrape up all of my drippings and save them. So this is a big canvas to be doing this on. Okay, well, I think this is only my second voiceover, so hopefully you guys will bear with me. So like I said, this is a large canvas for me to be tilting out with my little T-Rex arms. We're gonna somehow get through this together. So here I'm just, again, tilting off as much of that base coat as possible. I want to take a quick second, again, to thank these amazing, incredible ladies that put together the Fluid Art Boutique. This is my second one attending, and I am what they call a lifer. I will be at every one. All right, so we're going to start putting down our colors. This first color is the Ateliere Blue Black, and there's really no rhyme or reason as far as my design that I'm putting down. And now, oh, here I'm pointing out that I love that little shadow effect that you get. Here I'm putting down the Charvin tanned. Oh, I love this color. It's just, I want to say almost a terracotta, but I've referred to it before as like the perfect blush. It's such a pretty color. And this is the Golden Titan Buff. And I changed my mind. And this is the Quinacridone Azo Gold. Or as Kathleen says, the Q word. And now I'm going to go in for the Charvin, the turquoise blues that I mixed together. I love this color. I think every room in my house has this color blue in it. And then I'm going to finish off, actually I go back with another color, but now I'm adding the Golden Iridescent Gold Fine. And I don't want to put too much, so I didn't want the gold to take over too much. And then I go back with the Atelier Blue Black, just because I wanted it to show up a little bit more. And I personally like taking my palette knife and just kind of squiggling through the colors just a little bit. I don't know if it makes any difference at all, but I just like doing it. All right, wish me luck. I'm going to tilt this big baby out. Like I said, I love doing large canvases. When you're doing the pearl pour, you know you have to tilt pretty quick. So just me personally, I'm still working on tilting quickly, but getting the composition that I like. And I'll be honest, when I was done tilting this, I wasn't crazy about the composition, but I could see those pearls popping up, so I knew I had to get to a stopping point pretty quickly. In the end, I ended up loving it. But when I first stopped, I wasn't quite crazy about it. I wish I could have tilted just a little bit more. But again, with this pearl technique, it changes so much. It's totally different. And then, of course, I get paint all over my arms. I'm a very messy painter. And now I'm just taking the palette knife and just breaking up some of the lines. Here's where I want to tell you my quick little story. Like I said, I feel like everybody has a story that led them to fluid art. And if you've been to my channel before, you know my entire channel is dedicated to my sweet mama that I lost last year. She was the most incredible lady I've ever met in my life. She was my best friend, and she was my biggest fan. She was so talented. She had worked for making costumes for Broadway plays, all the way down to making costumes for Walt Disney World. She could crochet, she could knit, she made the most beautiful christening gowns. She could build boats, she could build decks. There was nothing this woman couldn't do. So when I discovered fluid art, she encouraged me just endlessly. And she knew that the two techniques that were the hardest for me was the Dutch pour and the pearl pour. And some of her final days, we were talking, and she kept telling me to never give up. And one of the last few things that she said to me, we were talking about still not being able to get that pearl pour. And she looked at me, and my nickname for my mama was always Pete. Don't ask me why, it just was. She looked at me and said, Pete, don't ever give up on finding your pearls. So that day at the Fluid Art Boutique in Michelle Galley's class, when I did the painting, and I'll insert it here, and I looked down at that painting and I had these beautiful pearls with the help of Michelle, I said out loud to my mama, Mama, I found my pearls. So that's why this technique is so incredibly important to me. And all the hard work that all of the people do to put in to pull off the Fluid Art Boutique. Everybody has a story, and everybody doesn't know how important these classes are to us, but it was truly the greatest days of my life. And I was incredibly honored to be asked to be a helper this time, and I got to help Erica Hughes in her class, and I learned so much just by being a helper in her class and hearing her teach the class. And I got to become good friends with Sarah Mack's friend Toby, helping her at registration. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me be just a little tiny piece of this world. All right, back to my painting. So this was a time lapse. Again, you can see how much it changes just in a matter of probably 30 minutes to an hour. But when I went back up an hour later, it's getting ready to come up right there. I was blown away. I absolutely love this painting. It's not quite dry, but when it does dry, I'm going to go back with a brush and fill in some of the areas. But Michelle, thank you again. Thank you all. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And as always, until next time, bye friends. Go watch Michelle.